We should take out the stuff about
We're taking everything out.
being depressed.
Why don't we
No,
just cut this whole
All right,
podcast?
let's start now. See, I
Tell
need
us when to
yeah.
This is honestly, I like to just start recording so that I can like cut out a good 5 minutes when I first start editing, just to like
Nice.
make me feel good.
Editing. Look at you, little dynamo.
I'm a little dynamo.
That's great. We've never
AKA
edited.
little cheapskate.
We never edited a goddamn thing.
I
have
think
we?
Will. Do
Oh,
you know
you
how to
did?
edit?
No.
All right, guys.
Whee!
Shall we officially begin?
Let's get it.
How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
You guys, this episode is so different. We don't usually have like many dudes on, but
Your loss.
their podcast has only women on it because they
Yes.
are 3 dudes. I've been on it. It was a real fun time. And on that podcast, I learned about the Womanizer. And so essentially that podcast is responsible for like 95% of my orgasms to date.
How about
Thank
that?
you so
Absolutely.
much. These guys, they're in the house. They are comedians. They are great. I like them.
Yes.
Give it up for Will Winner, Patrick Schroeder,
I'm not gonna woo.
and Casey James Salengo.
How about that? 3 men teaching you to come. Huh?
Yeah,
the
no,
story of
it's
Christmas.
really not the best look that like, oh, how did you?
yeah.
You had orgasms mansplained to you.
I did, yeah.
That's you're gonna set back the whole movement.
I mean, but you know what? Credit where credit is due. Thanks for being allies.
God bless you.
Where did you even learn about
I
it?
learned that from Rachel Sennett, who I've since gotten permission to say her
her?
name. Because
Okay.
at the time that I told you, I didn't know she wanted that on the podcast. Rachel Sennett, she's a comedian in Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
a lovely young lady. She told me she's obsessed with her Womanizer. And that she
as am
was
I.
using it all the time, every day. And so she wanted to talk about it all the time,
Every day, yeah.
And when she told me about it, I immediately went home and I looked at Pornhub videos and I saw the light, the truth, and the way.
Yeah.
And I've never seen women react to anything like this
It's
before.
immediate.
Oh my God.
It's insane.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I got to look this up.
It's
forgetting.
insane, bro. You like these videos on Pornhub with it's 0 to come in under a minute and a half.
Yeah, literally.
What do you? Come on. Spend
And
a
I'm
little
talking
extra time.
wild comes too. Like
yeah,
wild cum.
like
I'm not talking like a cry,
comes
like
over
a
yonder.
soft orgasm. Like
Uh-huh.
this lady, one of the videos. It was like she just demonstrates sex toys and she's pulling it out of the box. She's like, "No, I've never used this one before," and you could tell that she's being perfectly honest. And then
As they
otherwise
always
she's
are
an
in
excellent
porn.
actress.
Very truthful.
she put it on and used it, and then eyes roll in the back of the head, and she was making insane noises and sweating, and she probably came like 12 times.
And there's like
Good
a lot of
heavens.
fluid, I feel like, for everyone.
Fluid.
Clean up.
Yes.
A lot of fluid.
So what do you mean?
Floodgates
There's
break.
you have to like attach something.
It's a clit
No,
sucker.
yeah, exactly.
We used to fish for those in Florida. come right up to the boat.
Yeah, that's beautiful. If you haven't listened to our podcast, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, you can hear Patrick make that joke and
Yeah.
many other jokes he makes on this podcast and our past
Thank you for
episodes.
doing that housekeeping. I was like, shit, I never said the name of the podcast.
That's all
but
right.
Well, I also only have 6 jokes. I've definitely said that exact joke. I only asked Will the question so he could say it's a clit sucker and I could get to my joke.
It's great stuff,
Now,
man.
how
I
do we
appreciate
have
it.
Womanizer? Now that you've accessed your inner nut,
yeah.
has it allowed other toys to do their business?
Yes.
And have
Yes.
you nutted in the bedroom?
Yeah, like with another person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually with assistance of a womanizer,
yes.
but I've done it with a vibrator now, and like, yeah, and I've done it with my hand pretty recently. Maybe
Wow, your hand?
Maybe it was today. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get a sniff of that thing, Casey.
Oh my
Let us
God.
know. Let us know.
Unbelievable. I thought we need to air this place out.
Why Casey's literally the only one with a girlfriend.
Yes. No, they've got girlfriends too.
You do?
They're just
Oh
great.
my God! Last time you did
I know.
not.
I know.
But,
You-
Look at us now.
but you're
making
not
women
posting
come.
them on the social. So how was
No,
I
that's
to
my
know?
new.
Yeah.
That's my new jam. I'm not gonna do that.
You're not going to do
Why?
it?
You're not.
Why?
I'll post in the story a little bit. I don't know. I just
You posted a little bit in the story. That's all
little
right.
bit. You get a
Yeah.
little taste.
Well, if you're gonna tell the story, you got to tell the story.
Ooh, have you discussed it with her?
Yeah, it's like I don't know, man. I think maybe I will later, but I don't also want to make it a thing.
But
'cause
she's
Yeah,
not brought it
sure.
up. Like, does she post you?
she'll post me a little bit in the story.
Is she a comic? No. Okay.
It's also like I don't want like my when comedy people get their grubby little fingers on your personal business. I don't like it. I want to keep some things just for me, just for the big
You
guy.
need your secrets.
Yeah, and so if it's an IG story at a wedding, that's for more than just comedy people. That's for friends and family and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's cool, but everything else, I like how sacred and nice it is.
That's beautiful. You know?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, I respect putting at the story at least. It's just creepy when a guy, like, you never see a hint of a girl. And then,
Well, we also
You
work
posted one,
together.
right?
And it's a little
Have
bit
you
sketchy.
posted one?
Yeah, I posted one.
all right, nice.
I don't think she knew the picture was being taken.
You posted some side titty at the beach.
No, yeah, that's why I posted it. That's to show all the nerds who doubted me.
Oh, the nerds. He's got nerds down him constantly. It's really wild.
Got some big titties in my life. Take that.
Have any of them apologized? And
Take
they're
that.
like, Patrick.
Look at this, Mom and Dad.
Patrick, we're so sorry. We're so sorry we doubted you, Patrick. It's too late, Mom. Not coming over Thanksgiving.
Damn right.
Wait, that's so
Beautiful.
exciting. That because you were not thinking about relationshiping again.
I had put a 2-year window.
Yeah.
But it's hard, you get with somebody you like, and then you don't want to keep dating. Like meeting new people isn't fun if you
It's terrible.
already have somebody that you're gonna
Yeah.
spend time with. What's
Yeah. Otherwise, you have to tell some new person all your stories. And
Yeah, I'd rather never meet a new person in my life. I'm
It's
done.
either codependent male friendship or I'm fucking somebody exclusively till the day I die. So if I'm not in a relationship with a lady, me and Pat, in case
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
having
yeah.
movie night, but I'm not running around town chasing ass ever again.
Yeah.
I'm also too old for that. I'm 32. I can't do it.
32. We
are
can't be
you
doing
all
it.
30s now?
God
Yes.
no.
No, he's not.
Spiritually, yes. Pat's like fucking 75.
Mm.
Yeah, I spiritually I fought in Vietnam, but I'm still 28. But I don't. This is 5 years in New York now.
Yeah.
So you're technically like 42.
I'm
now.
kind of, yeah, I'm
You've
just
been
kind of,
aged.
I like going out literally like with these two idiots or a couple other friends I know, but to do the whole like big party or go
Yeah.
out to a bar and try to meet people, that's never been my thing to begin with. I have a terrible personality.
Yeah.
It takes a while. So it's like somebody has to be accustomed to me for me to really enjoy myself. Otherwise,
One of my friends' boyfriends said to me the other day, he was like, you seem a lot nicer than you actually are. And I was like, that's
They said that about you?
Yeah.
How'd you feel
So
about
you
that?
present as nice, but you're actually evil, or like
Yeah, I guess.
Do you think that's true or no?
No.
Interesting.
Maybe. I don't know. But would you rather be perceived as nicer than you are or ruder than you are?
Ruder than you are. It's always better. We call this the Tom Hanks Larry David effect. Because Larry David, we've discussed it. We've discussed it a lot.
We've listened to you talk about it.
Well, it's a theory I've come up with. Larry David can go out in public, be an asshole. Nobody thinks twice about it. If he's nice, people are like, oh, he's actually kind of
Yeah.
nice. If Tom Hanks is a dick like one time to somebody, people are like, I hear he's actually kind of a dick.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
then
set the
he's
bar
got-
low.
If you set the bar low, then you can just rise to the occasion. So
Yeah, but mine's the opposite, apparently. Like,
Yeah, so
I
it's
seem
hard.
really nice, but I'm a dick.
yeah, you blew it. You fucked up. You gotta let the dick out. Let it roam. I mean, don't cut that out, please.
Keep your dick
Do not
in.
cut that. Do not cut that out.
I'm not cutting that out.
Okay,
I'm going to
cool.
keep my dick out.
how has things changed since you started coming? Because I have a lot of theories that I need confirmed and denied about how
Okay.
important coming is to
very
life.
important. Like
You're
the
happier?
most important. So happy. Like it's just the best. What a
And-
stress relief. Can you imagine if you just like never came?
No, I can't. Point
Yeah.
of fact. Yeah.
Point of fact.
Point of fact.
Whoa.
You learned some
Hey.
new terminology this weekend.
Somebody.
No, I feel like more adult. Like I feel like less angry to be here on Earth.
That's good.
Like
You
less
s-
pent up.
You seem more relaxed since the last time.
Really?
I saw you. Yeah.
Sleeping
She also
easier.
might be high though.
I could just be high. Yeah, no, last time we got just a tiny.
Just a tiny
Yeah.
high.
Just like, yeah, I'm ready to be like an adult now. Like I felt
yeah.
like I was like a kid.
Your fucking balls dropped. You're
My
walking around with
balls
new
dropped.
swag.
Yeah. Have you ever seen, like we talked about this a lot last episode, but have you ever seen what the internal structure of a clitoris actually looks like?
I'm sure Casey has. He
I've
knows
seen
everything
some
about
photographs.
I haven't seen the external.
But it literally looks like balls and like a little dick. And
Gross.
Yeah. That's why I like that.
Look.
Let's get a look at this thing.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's what it looks like.
That makes
So
sense.
that
Interesting.
little tiny part, like up at the top, that's the only part you're seeing, and then it goes back, and then that like little like cowboy looking man
Oh,
sits
it's-
around your vagina.
What are those boys called?
I don't know.
It's like an iceberg. It goes. There's like more
Blongas?
beneath the surface.
Blongas?
Blongas it
That's
looks like
great.
to me.
They look
Wait,
beautiful.
are the balls in this scenario the labia? Are those lips?
No, those are like little. That's little clit that's like surrounding your vagina.
This whole thing's the clit,
Yeah,
and I still
So-
can't find that.
I know, so that
huge.
but you're only seeing this part, and then it goes back into your body.
Yeah. The clit is the dickhead. They both start and then it
Exactly.
develops into either a dickhead or a clit.
Yeah.
And when
Interesting.
somebody is going through sex change, they turn the
Clit into the dick.
into
Just
the
yank it
the-
out.
That can't be.
Yep, and that's a dick. Sounds
Yeah.
about right to me.
Yeah.
I might just be shooting in the dark. That might be inappropriate. I'm just real guessing.
I think it sounds about right.
Have you ever tried
That thing
a
gotta hit
penis enlarger?
No, I've been thinking about getting a pump to see if it expands it.
I was
Try it
always
out.
wondering that, like after Austin Powers came out, like how many of my guy friends went out and bought
They
penis
work.
pumps? Do they?
I've read some reports online. That
Yeah. The Wall Street
says
Journal.
some
came
consumer
out.
reports.
Bloomberg posted
But what
a
would
thing.
About a
even
scientific
like? I feel
literature.
like
It expands
maybe,
the vet-
Yeah, but maybe for a second.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
So then you're doing it in the like either in front of the person or like very close by
Yeah.
them before you like run in the room and you're
You
like,
run in the room like, quick,
"It's ready."
put it in, put it in.
Yeah.
Casey is infatuated with girth.
I'm not
Well,
infatuated.
but that's
the
okay.
word.
So
Distressed.
do you have a?
He's vexed.
No, I don't. I don't think so. Shalala once
Has
guessed.
anybody got a number 2 pencil?
No. Real funny, guys. Well, it's been a fun pod. Well, I'm glad you're having fun. Listen, here's what happened, folks. Everybody relax.
Here's what happened. It was once thick and has been stripped.
Will's
Listen,
so happy.
Listen, here's what happened. It was Halloween, 1973. No, Shalala guessed her penis size, and then she said mine was skinny. She guessed it, and then I'd never considered that before, and then I've been obsessed with it ever since.
Yeah.
I've measured it, and the measurement says I'm of average girth, but of above average length.
You
So
used like one of those sewing.
I
round
used
and
my
round.
neighbor or my roommate's.
Not even close to. Nothing
I
that
used-
official.
No?
I used my roommate's floss, you know, they use on
Yeah,
your teeth,
yeah, yeah,
and I wrapped
okay.
it around my dick, and then
then
I
you
put that
measured it
against
a ruler.
Against, I didn't have a
No,
ruler.
no, no.
I had to see
Not
how long
even.
an iPhone was, and then I put it up against that. It was I was up all night doing science experiments.
But you won't even get like an exact number.
But it says I'm.
You know, roughly a half of an iPhone. So
Yeah, he was like a
definitely.
cop detecting with like pictures on
Yeah.
the board, putting strings next to each other.
Well, then
true.
he called us the next day and he demanded that we both do it as well.
I need to know, but I'm terrified to find out that it is, in fact.
Couldn't you just
That's-
technically take them all out at the same time and like?
We
yeah,
can do
but
it right
then
now.
we'll then we'll then
We can
we'll
do it
know
right
for
here,
sure.
right
and
now.
it'll destroy this
Hey,
charade.
I'm not asking. I'm not asking.
I once asked a former lover where I fell on the scale, a very experienced
Mm-hmm.
lover, I would say, and she said I was average. So this is what I've gotten, is that I'm average. And I can't tell if anyone's
Cool.
lying to me. If people are telling the truth, it could be a big conspiracy. It goes straight to the top. It goes straight to Bloomberg. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, average. Like, okay, so the clit thing is a reason why girth is important because,
Mm-hmm.
like, obviously a wider dick is going to
It's
touch
gonna touch
those
the nuts, the
outside,
clit
those
nuts.
nuts,
Clit nuts.
those blongos.
Yeah, sure.
Everything's just nuts. Now I get it.
Clit nuts. Yeah, no, but also like a too girthy one can be real intimidating.
Thank you very much.
Really intimidating, especially for like a small woman or. Yeah, my friend. My friend recently, I saw her at a party, and she was with this guy who all I knew about him previously
He had a
was
huge,
that
thick
he
cock.
Had
had
a
a
meaty.
Coke can dick, and one of my
Ah.
friends had a really tough time with him.
Wow. I
And-
bet I might know who these people are.
No, you don't.
I know them personally. Have you seen unusually thin or unusually
Have you ever seen a micropene?
I have never, not up close and personal. I think I've been
From afar through a window.
No, I've done some Googling. I think when everybody found out about micropenises,
Yeah, a
I
lot
was
of
with
Google.
like, yeah.
How did we all find out?
Was there like a
There was like a year.
There was a movie. I think it was in a
Remember?
movie or something, or maybe there was a
Really?
documentary. I remember there being something where they talked about micropenises.
Maybe it was on
And-
TLC.
Yes, I watched all
Remember
those
when
TLC,
TLC
things.
was doing like they
No scrubs.
No.
no, it was like the same time that they had like Mermaid Girl. Do you
Yes,
remember
Mermaid Girl. They had the country singing Siamese twins.
Yep.
They had
The
like
guy who only walked on his arms and didn't have a lower half.
Absolutely.
And then they
How
had-
does
And then they showed micropenis.
and then it's,
they didn't show-
it's like
they showed somebody with no legs. And then you just see a normal guy, and he's just like,
he's like I work at the bank. Pretty normal. I have a tiny dick. I don't think we need to make an hour show out of this.
how does Mermaid Girl come?
Ah, good
I think
question.
Mermaid Girl's actually dead. It was
Ah.
pretty
It's
sad.
big,
Yeah.
the big cum in the sky.
Yeah, she was such a sweet kid. She couldn't. I don't
That's
think
too
she could
bad.
even like pee or poop or anything
Ah,
naturally.
that's
like
tough.
Because
her-
of all the gills.
Yeah, no, her feet were like sewn together. It was really
Who
sad.
did that to her? That's terrible.
Little
They had-
mischief in the night.
They had the little kids that looked like old people. That remember that?
Yeah.
oh, that
mhm.
sucks.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
they had the ones about the primordial dwarves.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yep.
They're like inside out. Isn't that it?
No, they're very small people, and they've got like big eyes.
Big like red eyes. No, I'm thinking of a different thing. But yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
fucked up
I
too.
I think you're thinking of El Chupacabra.
the chupacabra that eats wolves at night. Yeah. I
No,
know.
but now that we're talking about it, it's interesting because it's like most of them were like, let's say freak shows for lack of a better term, like just like scientific anomalies, and then the micro penis guy is like a guy with like a small dick.
And everyone else is like, glad I'm not that guy.
Imagine at the fair, and if you see the sword swallower, and now everyone, the world famous guy with a little dick. He just says, "I'm Jeff. How you doing?"
They're like, for legal reasons, we can't show you his dick. You just have to trust us. This guy's got a small dick.
It's
But I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's TLC, but there's the one with now a lady, but before when she was a man,
Mm-hmm.
she had a disease where she would come nonstop
Oh yeah.
all day. And
Wait,
like,
so
yeah.
Gotta have
the
her on
line
the
was
pod.
like, "Have you ever been at your father's funeral
Yeah, and you just
and
come.
come 9 times
That's
while
in-
standing over the casket?"
I did that at your father's funeral. He's got a hot dad.
It is a hot dad.
he had a hot dad.
But
He's still with us. He's still with us. I'm sorry.
he's doing
Wow.
great. We love you, Joe.
Sometimes we throw practice funerals just so Patrick can get off a little bit.
It's the only way I can come.
It's really true.
Unfortunately.
But that dude is so like strange and I mean kind of hilarious to us. But
It's funny. What are you
Wait,
gonna
so
how
it
many
was-
people are
it's a
walking around
trans
and not
woman.
nutting and we don't think that that's insane? Like that's insane.
No,
if
it
you're
is.
walking around not nutting, that's crazy.
do?
Yeah.
Her right here.
Yeah,
We
me.
didn't know.
Oh,
You weren't
boy.
nodding for years.
I know. Allie Makovsky still, too.
She didn't come
but
yet.
she's done the
Still not
womanizer,
yet.
right?
Yeah, I
She's
made her
on the
buy one.
Womanizer.
but
It didn't
she's-
work?
I don't think she's, she has a lot of roommates. And honestly, I don't want to be like, oh, that's the, but a lot of people that like I've been like encouraging, like even people I've given womanizers for giveaways, I'm like, how's it going? Like, have you done it yet? And they're like, I have roommates. And like, they're just like kind of embarrassed to ask them to leave. And like it's, I don't know. I guess it's an,
My girlfriend has a friend that I've referred to the womanizer, and I think it's the same thing. She felt early results, but she couldn't let all the way go.
yeah, no, a lot of them are like, I know something's going to happen.
If you're gonna buy $200 for the womanizer, then wait a couple months, do whatever you can, save up another $200, get a hotel room,
Yeah.
have a nice dinner,
Yes.
have yourself a time,
Yeah.
make it a nice experience for yourself, and then come because you
Come.
need to come.
Yeah.
Well, we all hear our roommates have sex. You know, I would feel like a woman masturbating. To hear it isn't as bad
It's
as
not
hearing
offensive.
a man masturbate. Like when you hear that hand slapping balls.
Oh my God.
I love hearing my roommates fuck, and I actually
Yeah.
I haven't really heard them loudly jerking off, but I would welcome that.
It is fun. I used to hear like people fucking through the walls, and I loved it. I thought it was cool. But like
Yeah.
we've got our walls are like, my girlfriend has a joke about it, like we're getting out of business, and then we can hear our roommate turn the page of a book. That's literally how much you can hear through the walls. So she wants me to like talk dirty to her all the time. And I'm like, I can't. Brian can't hear me be like, you fucking whore. Like, I gotta see Brian when I'm making coffee. I can't. And I'm like, I'm sure he probably doesn't mind hearing your noises.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to hear me.
Right.
Brian doesn't want to hear me.
Yeah, but I think
people
for
like
girls,
hot sex. They like hearing it.
people
Man.
like hot sex, but like I don't think a girl who like hasn't come yet, like, and potentially will cry after the experience is going to be like a hot thing to
Did you
hear.
cry?
Sure.
I mean, the first time I came, yes, I cried.
So you set yourself
hard.
up.
Wow.
You were
Yeah.
home, alone.
Yeah, I really set it up. I like turned on. I made sure Nanny was out of the house. I was like,
That's good.
go to Costco.
$20. Go see a movie.
Yeah. And then, I turned up my music really loud just in case she
What were
ended
you
up coming
listening
home.
What
Yeah.
music?
I don't know, some like
AFI.
probably Ariana Grande, because all of her songs are about getting like dick down.
She's
And,
single now. Did you
yeah.
guys see that in the news? Not to date our podcast, but hot off the presses.
I was trying to be evergreen.
And then you wept.
And then I wept because I was like freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't believe that was it. Like it was crazy.
And you knew. Absolutely. Like that's the thing.
I
When girls
knew,
say like,
yeah.
I think I might have, because Allie will say that. Allie says like, I think I did maybe
well,
once.
Well, that's why I cried too, because in the beginning I was like, I think, and then I was like, no, like this is the first time you've ever been sure of anything in your life. You're an adult now.
Now, did you
Yeah.
call your sister? Did you call your friends? Did you just be like,
Yeah. No, I told everybody.
hell yeah.
I was saving up an Instagram post that was like balloons that say yay. I posted it immediately.
Was it better than you or worse than you expected?
Better.
Better. That's lovely. What a joy. That's great to
Yeah,
hear.
better, because I didn't realize how much also you can control during it. Like I know
Really?
you're supposed to let yourself go, but like you can really like edge for a while, and like you can
yeah.
control like your face and your set. Not that like every orgasm face is not beautiful, it is, but like I was always just scared that I was gonna look like a fucking monster. And then I was like shocked with how much I was like, oh no, I'm into me doing this. This is good.
Oh yeah. I've been told mine is very ugly and it hurt my feelings.
And then you
Yeah.
have an orgasm and it really gets bad.
That's a
My
good one. That's a
girlfriend
new one.
hates that I
Okay.
don't make a cum noise. And I
Oh.
don't.
Do you even
Oh.
say it? But you announce it, right?
I will like make an announcement before, but she doesn't know when it actually happens. I think it's from years of pulling out,
Years of pulling out.
where
what?
I know the zone where I'm about to come.
Yeah.
But the actual
You get
nut
inside the
itself,
20.
yeah. So I'll be like, okay, it's about to happen. But then when I actually come, it'll just be like, like it's a real
It's a what now? What
So
happened?
it's just like it farts out of my dick, dude.
It
And
farts out of my dick.
I don't. My face doesn't get that crazy, and my dick rebound is
Oop.
like
Will you say
fast.
dick rebound one
Oh,
more
yeah.
time?
my dick rebound is fast. So
That's what I've been over here.
I shoot, and then I'm fucking ready to go for round two. Instant.
See, I feel like
Nice.
people like you don't have to announce every look. Like, cause my thing is you just don't want the guy to like suddenly stop, and then you're like, well, are you bored?
Yeah.
Like, what just happened? Like, as long as they announce it before, you're like, oh, you're done. I get it. But like, if you can keep going, yeah,
I'm never really like I don't
that's
know.
sick.
Sometimes
Will.
I do just have to stop because I'm out of breath.
That's true.
So they're like, did you come? I'm like, oh yeah.
I've come and had to pretended I didn't because she didn't come yet and I knew she was close. So then I'm just thrusting away for a while after I already came, and that gets painful after a while.
Does it?
Yeah.
How you get a yeast
Because
infection.
you're just like, yeah.
That's how you get a male yeast infection.
I don't know. I just said that. But it sounds right.
But
I
you're
don't
still
think that's
going. I've had been able to come immediately and then keep going, but then there's times when I come and I'm pretending I didn't, and it's like, woo, it is painful. Yeah.
But like, okay, so why couldn't you just be like, oh, you're close. Now I'm going to go down on you.
Because like I don't, the female orgasm is an elusive thing, as you know.
Sure.
So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if
yeah.
I break the rhythm right now, that would be like my lady now doesn't particularly
She doesn't
love
like
me going down on her. And
Interesting.
I've been told it's not a me problem. I've been told it's a problem. She always had, but
No, I'm sure
she's
you're
lying
great.
now. I'm sure I'm great
She
too.
just doesn't trust you.
I'm
there.
sure I'm great too. So she that's her favorite
knows he's
way
great.
to
Yeah.
come, so I don't want to blow it for her if she's right there.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
That's like the most depressing thing in the world is to like be on top of it, know that she's about to come, and then fuck it up and be a big fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Like,
and when you come, and then you don't even enjoy it because you're like focused so much on trying not to that it's just like it's the whole thing is.
that's why I like to get I like to get her out of the way or me out of the way as soon as possible so we can get to the business of the lady coming. But like either like it has to be taken one that has to be the priority for me because then I can't like rest well.
Do you think
Casey's the same
turns
way.
have to be taken?
What?
Do you think turns have to be taken?
Sometimes I mean because like I'm gonna be able to come more often and more easily.
Yeah,
than her.
definitely.
And she's made that clear. She's like, sometimes she's just like, we're not going to go through the whole, it's Tuesday night. We got to get up in 5 hours.
God bless her. I love that announcement of just like, you do your thing, you get off. We're not going to go through the whole production.
Yeah, I saw.
But I don't think she would have had that conversation with me if I had not been so diligent about like every time
Yeah.
we fuck, you need to come.
Yeah,
And then like
yeah,
2
yeah,
months
yeah.
into it, she's just like, all right, buddy, relax. Fucking
Yeah, I think that
take
puts
it
a-
fucking easy.
No,
That
it's
puts a lot of
nice just
pressure.
to know that like that's an available thing on the menu.
Yeah.
And it's not something that she's forced. And then she's like, all right, well, I'll get it when I get it. But
Yeah.
for now, you do you.
Yeah, I think as long as they know that you're not making them come because you're lazy or you don't care. As soon as they know you care and you want, they're like, all right, this is going to take a long time. Might not happen. Just get
Honestly,
there. I
like-
saw somebody post something the other day like, if you're a woman, you're not coming as much as your boyfriend, you should dump him. And I'm like, that sounds extreme. I don't know.
You could just have a conversation.
yeah. I don't know.
Well,
That
that's the
seems a
thing
lot.
is most people don't.
Yeah.
So they'll just like get up in their head and be like, well, clearly he doesn't care. And guys don't know everything.
Well, maybe
Like-
guys don't. I think there's a lot of guys that don't know how, got discouraged because we weren't having dialogues about
Right.
it, and because there were ladies who couldn't make themselves come, so they couldn't give
Yes.
good direction.
Yeah.
Nobody
And-
knows.
If-
I've been there, brother. Just leaning out the window asking for directions.
shouting
but-
up to the roommates upstairs, like anybody.
I used to get frustrated though, and like Ben would be like, well, I can't do it for you if you don't even know what you want. And I would be like, that is so fucking rude. Like, why don't you just fucking try? But then it's like, he can't read minds. He doesn't even know when I want flowers, let alone that I like it on the upper left, you know? Like,
But if you're unsure, it is good to just get mad at them no matter what.
It's always going to help.
What is? I mean, there's so many things about like the way that we talk about sex is like. A dude has no preferential modes whatsoever. You just go like this.
Yeah.
You just give him a jerk him off or put it in your mouth and he will come eventually. And it's just
Sounds
like
nice.
kind of true, but it's like
But
I'm
guys have
also I'm a
preferences
grown
too.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I, like there's certain things in blowjobs I've worked for. Like I've been with girls and then they'll be like, well, you know, everybody else said I've sucked their dicks. They like this, and I'll just be like, yeah, well, I get sensitive balls.
I
Be
don't.
easy.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
else loves when they suck their dick. Everybody else loves it. Well, why not you?
Tom, Michael, Steven.
You want to call him? Call Steven. He'll tell you. He loves it.
Yeah, I don't particularly love a blowjob. It's fun and it'll do, but it takes a long time, and it's like
It's stressful.
my pleasure is like, you know, I'm a people pleaser, you know,
Yeah.
so I get off on them enjoying
you
it,
said
and
that.
that's what makes me
People
I'm a-
pleaser.
I'm a
People
I'm a people
pleaser.
pleaser, not to please the people. So like, just you know, getting my DS, you know, is the deal.
Yeah, but I think-
Nintendo DS, brother.
I think we were always like girls were told like if a guy like is taking pleasure in your pleasure, like he's a fucking pussy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's not
Which is
not,
a
not
horrible
true.
thing.
not true.
It's not true.
That's what
we're
you
both
want.
big pussy boys.
We're,
over here.
we're big pussies.
Yeah, but like I think like that's the wrong. I think the patriarchy like was just like, oh, that's what we're gonna
yeah.
do to like.
Yeah.
We got him.
Like we just want to like be dicks, so we're gonna be like, hey, you know who the hottest guy is? Like the biggest asshole who's just gonna punch you in the vagina and be
That's
like,
true.
did you come?
Well, I think, you know, there's something, it does get annoying, and I've felt this inside of myself, and I'm like, why am I being this guy that should be like, do you come? You want to come? You got to come? There's like that, you can take it to the level of annoying insecurity, but you also, and there's something hot about like just a dude who comes in and fucks. Like, have you ever seen Nymphomaniac?
No.
Shia LaBeouf.
yeah.
This is her number one fantasy.
see his
She
dick.
loves Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, you see Shia's dick, it's all right.
That's nice.
Okay.
It's nice.
It's nice.
But the guy that like is her, she fucks everybody in this movie, and the guy that she can't escape from, that is the one in her head that's for her. Shia LaBeouf fucks her 3 pumps and then he's out. And that's the hottest thing that she fantasizes about constantly, is this man who comes in, doesn't really give a shit about her, fucks her 3 times, treats her like a whore, and then dips. And she can't escape that fantasy. And then she starts loving him and respecting him and gains the upper hand to where he actually like loves her and cares about her. And then she loses all respect for him. Yeah. It's a fucked up movie, and I mean it's directed by a man. I don't know how true that is, but I got it. I understood it.
Yeah.
I remember watching that movie. There's this one guy that comes over and fucks her, and she's like, he just stands at the doorway and stares at me, and he doesn't say a word, like a line. And then I was going to this girl's house I was looking up with, and I was like, I'm gonna try that. So she opened the door, and I just stood there and stared at her. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing. Can I come in? So, yeah, that movie isn't all true.
You got to do it with more conviction.
Yeah, I was just like staring
keep
for a minute.
staring, yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And she's like, she just locks the door.
She's
and
like,
calls the cops.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a cool movie.
All right. Well, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
In LaBeouf. All right, I just wanted to say that the whole time. Yeah, his dick, I'm sure, is nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You said it was nice.
It was the nicest of the Even Stevens cast.
She
It's
got-
like better than Beans for sure.
I heard Beans had a hog, brother.
Beans is better than you think.
Thought about being
Now you're thinking about his dick.
got his nice dick, that bean.
Beans got a piece.
Hot dog and some beans.
That's cute.
What she got fucked by better dicks than Shia's in that movie for sure, but the Shia vibe is what she got lost in.
Yeah. No,
that's what
not,
I think most is. I think like having a vibe.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not about necessarily the nut every single time, but it's like the sexuality and the.
Well, what if it's like
hotness.
I don't fucking care about your family and I don't want to hear anything you have to say, but I really care about your orgasm. That could be hot.
Sure.
He still has to hate you somehow.
You need a little bit of hatred to get that nut.
I don't want to hear about your sister. Just turn around and let me eat that box.
Oh my God, eat that box. Right on me.
Well, okay, so you guys have, I think, the only podcast I know run by men who interviews only women.
I believe that's true.
When did you start that and why?
How long have we been doing it, boys?
We're almost at 100 episodes.
It'll be 2 years in mid-December.
Yeah, I think we started recording around Patrick's kitchen table and do like a little tiny recorder. And then I think we realized a couple episodes in, like, we're just saying dumb, ignorant shit because there's nobody there to check us. And it's like, this would be way better if we had a woman here to kind of tell us that we're being dumb and maybe teach us how to be better. So I think that's how
We
the idea
did
was
do
born.
one unaired episode with a male guest, and I think that was it was Denny. Yeah, Mike Denny.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
And it was a funny podcast, but it was just like, 4 white guys being dumb as hell. And
There's certainly enough of that out there.
Yeah,
I think our general consensus was like it definitely needs a different voice to like challenge us and kind of when we start to go off the rails to sort of keep us in line.
yeah.
Because we will
Like
say
a
some-
mom, just hire a
Yeah.
mom for an hour
Well,
and a half.
as white guys, like
Yeah.
fucking, there's a lot of white guy podcasts that get like a real Nazi-ish following,
Oh,
or like
sure.
a Proud Boy
Yes,
following.
there are
Even when
some.
they're not Nazis themselves,
Yeah.
they're lovely people, but their fans are just like,
Yeah.
oh, boy.
Like white male podcast fans are the worst people. So it's like
smell terrible.
they smell terrible. So like we didn't really want that to be our exact crowd, or if it was, maybe we can teach them a little bit how to come out of the dark.
No,
and come
I've
to the
had
light.
some of those fans come over to How Come, and they're some of my favorite fans because I'm like, oh, you like the worst shit ever, but you also like are wondering about how to please a woman.
That's
So,
great.
like,
That's
Every
great.
guy
What a well-
wants to be able to please a woman, make her. It's because not at some point you're gonna meet a girl that you do like, and you want to have good sex with her, even
Yeah.
if you are like the alt right.
Yeah.
you're gonna fall in love or something. So
I mean, I still would like the alt-right to give their their women, orgasms.
Sure.
But
Why
that's like a
not?
catch-22 because you probably don't join the alt-right if you're giving women orgasms.
That's true.
You don't go to a Proud Boy rally if you got a girlfriend.
If
at
you're
home.
not already in incel forums,
Absolutely.
how do you
Absolutely.
join? I don't know. Have you learned a lot about women, do you think, from running the pod?
I don't know if we learned a lot about women. I think it's
I feel like I've learned more about myself
Yeah.
and how I interact with women and
Yeah.
how I'm not quite as big of a piece of shit as I was 2 years
Yeah.
ago. I'm certainly not as like angry and on edge as I used to be. I definitely feel like I've chilled out and that's helped with it.
I used to be
tremendously.
like really intimate. I thought like you were not a guy who would be friends with girls.
I'm still not friends with them. Let's not get crazy.
But I like just from afar and from like roast battles and stuff. I was like, oh, that guy, you could not hang out around him.
Oh my God.
But then I feel so wrong.
I do. People tell me that I do have a bad energy, and I don't know what to do. People have been telling me that since I was like 10 years old. So well, you win some, you lose.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna
you lose
do?
them all. Like,
you lose most of them. Yeah, I feel like I've learned like my anxiety about female-related things and stuff like that has diminished. So I've learned, I guess, it's made me just more informed in general, and my like anxiety about worrying about stuff in relationships or like dating has definitely diminished a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've said the worst things about. I was going through a breakup during half the podcast, so I said a bunch of awful, regrettable shit. Looking back on
Great
it,
content. Though.
killer
Go
content.
listen back to whatever time period that was.
But then you talk to like we have female listeners and like kind of helping me sort out what was psychosis, like me actually having some sort of mental breakdown around it shit.
Yeah.
And then help me realize again that it's just like, oh, bro, you're not mad at all white women. You're mad at this
one thing that
very
happened to you,
particular
yeah.
type of thing that only happens in it's the smallest niche part of the world, and it was fucking shitty behavior. And it's like it gives you insights into what to care about and what not to care about, and to kind of see the big picture.
Yeah. I feel like also, though, it is nice to hear about guys having emotions after a breakup, because for so many of like my relationships and other my friends that I'm just like, that guy never cared about her. And you never really see, like, I feel like girls have more like public breakdowns and stuff, and like, what we're going through, and the guy just seems like he never cared. So that's a nice thing for us to hear about.
Well, I mean, I think we certainly, there are a lot of ladies that really appreciated hearing a man fucking cry on a microphone for 6 months.
Yeah, he's really gone through it.
Really
It's
gone
And
through
not have sex.
and not have
He
sex.
did
I
not
didn't
have
have
sex
sex for 8 months and 10 or 11 days.
Really?
Depending on when you count that sex
Depending on
happening.
There's a question on what day that sex happened. But yeah. And yeah, then I
Just
have
because you
sex.
weren't ready to with another person, or
Well, because I that whole thing about I'm just a relationship boy.
yeah,
Like, I can get out there and casually fuck, but like the comedy pool, I was just like, I ain't fucking no fucking comedy people. And then I suck at Tinder and I hate it, so
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Remember Thin Mint?
Thin Mint, this girl that went on a date that
Thin
stood me
Mint.
up like 3 times afterward, she still fucking texts me, bro.
Wow.
Ichabod
She texted me
Crane.
twice over the
Ichabod
past
Crane.
2 weeks. I think she had some sort of summer fling, and then she was just like, maybe is that? And she like,
No thanks.
we had
Nope.
something in Time Out New York for a New York Comedy Festival, and she screenshot it, and she was just like, look, you're famous. And I was just like, that's right.
yeah,
That's right.
That's fucking
Yeah,
right.
Fuck
You missed it.
You missed it, Thin Man.
Stood
Back in
me
the
up
box
twice.
with you, lady.
Did she sell Girl Scout cookies?
No, she's just really skinny.
Oh, okay.
We called her Thin Mint. I think I called her Ichabod Crane.
And
a
she
couple
brushes her
times.
teeth. Disgusting.
Yeah, we don't fuck with that. No toothbrushes allowed.
We went over your first time coming stories on my episode of your podcast, but we do it for everybody on this one. So can we have a rundown? Casey, how old were you? What are you doing?
For me, I was 11 years old. I was playing with my X-Men action figures.
Oh, yeah, I remember this
Oh my God, yes.
on my belly. So there's a Sentinel, which is a large mutant killing robot type thing, so he's bigger than the rest. And then he was chasing Wolverine, and he chased down my belly, and then they went over my dick. I was like, well, what's that? And I was like, Xander, come back this way. And then they were chasing each other around for a while. And then I was like, this is interesting. So I went in the bathroom. I hadn't gone through puberty yet, so I had a wouldn't for quite some time. I had a tiny little acorn pecker. So I went in the bathroom. I didn't know what to do. I'd never seen masturbation or anything. So I just put my dick on the cold tile wall and just smashed it against there for a while. And we had this, there was like a homemade thing that holds all your toilet paper rolls. And
Sure,
on
yeah.
top, there was like a lady figurine with like a knit dress.
And you were like, oh,
And
you're going to get it.
I pulled up her dress just to see the plastic, no nipples. It was just the plastic shape of a breast. And I humped the wall until I got that feeling, I called it, for about 5 years before I learned what coming was.
That's amazing. But was there jizz?
Nothing came out. Nothing came out for a long
Just,
time.
Yeah, a nice
Which
feeling.
was a beautiful time. No cleanup. You can do it anytime.
Yeah.
I could be doing it right now. None of you would know.
Twice as many socks.
First time, Will.
Well, I think I have been a horny child my whole life. I was a humper.
Humper and a dumper.
See, even from a younger age, from beyond imagination, I would hump things. I liked pressure on my penis. From 4 years old on, I remember being 4 years old and my mother coming into my room and fucking the shit out of this blankie, and my mom goes, and she closes the door. She's just like, then I come downstairs. She's like, it's your room. You can do whatever you want in your room, and that was the rule.
Oh, that's so nice.
And the first time I come, I had talked with my friends so I was young from my grade, and all my friends were starting to splooge, and they told me to jerk like this instead of putting pressure on it.
Yeah.
So with my hand for the audio audience.
Yeah.
And I tried it on the first floor bathroom on a Sunday afternoon. The sun was setting. I just watched I closed the door and I fucking beat my dick standing up as hard as I could, and I came in my hand. And I was just like, "That's fucking
Splooge.
sick."
Wait,
He
so we have
splooged.
bathroom, technically. Bathroom. Bathroom for me as well.
I didn't have a lock on my bedroom door, so the bathroom was the only door that locked.
Yeah, same here. I was sharing a bedroom with my stepsister, Lynn.
They were her X-Men figures.
Patrick, bathroom?
I ran to the bathroom because I didn't
Ooh, okay,
know
okay.
what coming was. I thought I was like going to just be peeing
How
or
old were you
something.
again?
It was in middle school. 12?
What happened? Give us paint a picture.
I'm trying to. I hope it's the same story. This is what I remember.
Was it sunset or Thursday?
It was
Dusk.
It was nighttime. It was late because I was watching scrambled porn on mute in my room because I still had like the bunny ears, the antennas.
yeah.
I know I'm doing a hand thing on a podcast, but we got in like HBO, but it was scrambled. But it was one of those real sex shows or something where you would just see like a boob like would show up randomly.
Yeah.
And I had heard of other people I knew what it was because I was like 12. You know, I knew what I was supposed to do. I just never done it. And the feeling took hold, and Satan got into me, and I rubbed my little middle school dick until it started to do something, and I got scared and tried to run to the bathroom. I remember one of my uncles was staying with us in the guest room, and I had to run past his room. Thankfully, the door was closed.
Pants down?
Yeah, I want to say pants were down. Well, I think it was through the hole in my boxers because I don't remember but the pants were around my ankles. It would have been tougher to run.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was just like through the little
Potato sack race.
Uncle Rick would have gotten you.
and then I ran to the bath. But by the time I got to the bathroom, it was already over.
You came in the hallway, or you came in your boxers?
In my boxer,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Like I had already, but I thought it was just going to keep happening for who
Yeah,
knows
you don't know
long.
how long it's going to go for.
but it was just over quickly. Thank goodness.
Beautiful. I appreciate you making hard eye contact with me through the whole story. It was really quite a moment.
Do you know what, Will, your story actually reminds me of? Just because your mom was so cool about it. Have you guys been watching Big Mouth? On
I
Netflix?
watched a couple episodes.
I saw some of it.
Oh, okay. So it's the best show ever.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I mean, season 1 is good, but season 2 is so fucking good and like educational and shit. But basically, one of the main girls is humping her glowworm or whatever, like during like a gym sleepover with the entire school, and then the glowworm's like, "Remember, your mother said only to do this in private or whatever. But it's like, it's cool that like yours would be like, yeah, it's good as long as the door is closed.
Well, as we've established, I had that boundary, but I've also felt like if I had a little bit more shame imbued in me, that like they always have a hands on the table rule with me because I'm a dick toucher.
He'll just be touching his dick
grabber.
full time.
Could have got a little more shame in there.
Yeah. Just a twinge more shame, and maybe I would.
Just a touch.
But if somebody's like, stop grabbing your dick, you're like, oh, sorry, this is just a reflex.
No, he's
actually
he's yelled at us before for pointing it out and saying it's his responsibility.
Like these boys exaggerate everything for their fun and games.
We do love
They're
our
dirty
fun.
boys. They're dirty tricksters boys. They're not right. They weren't raised well. They're too
That's
crazy.
true.
They're
That's
just
true.
they're too ornery. They're wild boys.
Yeah. Speaking of wild boys, has anybody seen the hashtag #HimToo movement that went viral on Twitter?
Oh.
No.
We
Okay,
didn't.
so it was actually quite short-lived, but it started with a mom of a boy, and she
I did see
tweeted
this, I think.
this thing being like, he was wrongfully accused of sexual harassment, and like, if this can happen to him, it can happen to your sons, and then like all these people are tweeting him too, as if that's the problem, because all these men's lives are being ruined now. But then the son tweeted a photo being like, hey, my mom posted that without my consent. And I actually really support the Me Too movement.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
That's wild shit.
So that was a thing.
You can't let your mom's tweet on your behalf. That's rule one.
No, but also like in no world are like there as many men being falsely accused than actual victims of crimes taking place.
Except for Facebook, where that's like online. That's where it's happening, is people who, because it entered the like political discussion with Kavanaugh, and it became like, well, actually, so it's like if you were predisposed to supporting Trump already, now I see these people are also like hashtag him too, that kind of stuff, where it's just fallen on like a people take sides on it politically instead of like just looking at it like common sense.
But there's politicians on both sides that are creepy as fuck, and I think everybody in the Me Too movement like it's not like left agenda. It's just like, stop raping people.
Yeah, I think there's something if you want to be a politician, there's something creepy within you in general, because you have some kind of weird lust for power that would probably translate into weird sexual stuff. So I think you can't trust politicians.
We'll never be safe from politicians.
I mean, anyone in politicians, a lot of people, that's why I feel like a lot of this is happening in entertainment and stuff too, because a lot of these people are just fucked up, like power hungry, sick in the head people that will abuse other people because they have very low moral quality.
I think powerful people are always going to get away with being creepy sexually if that's what they wanted to get power in the first place for.
Yeah.
Because like we're giving them our power, which means like, there's a lot of things that somebody with power is going to ask you to hand over. And so even if they're obviously no rape, people with money and access are always going to be doing creepy shit one way or another.
I think also though the desire to make a lot of money and be powerful is so that you can do the creepy shit, because
so you can have crazy parties.
But
everybody.
it's been also shown that like, these people can get away with anything. Like literally the same day the Him Too hashtag was viral, Harvey Weinstein got like account dropped against him.
Oh really? Damn.
Which is like, what? And like also like Kavanaugh got into the Supreme Court. He's one of 9 people in the country who's going to be in the Supreme Court forever. And like, shut up. His life is not ruined.
I know. It's so
that's the most opposite of your life ruined. Like, he still got his fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up. I was listening to The Daily. You ever listen to that podcast? It's like news.
I heard
Times.
it's great. Yeah.
But there's this one episode of the day, like it was like all these young girls talking about like creepy shit's happened to them at party and stuff. And, like everyone had a story. Like some guy pulled me into his driveway to all this shit. And then they talked to older women, and this old woman's like, "Well, what was she doing at a house? Well, those men, you know what's gonna happen." Talking about Dr. Ford, and it's like, fuck, that's what people are like trained to think.
Yeah.
Of
is
course.
that you can't be around men without expecting to get raped. It's so fucked on every angle.
But it's insane to think like like my grandmother said similar shit, and I'm like, wait, so you're down to give a man nuclear codes, but you don't think he should be around a woman for fear that he can't control himself, rape her? Like,
It's so fucked.
like you're either really responsible or you're an animal, and like girls want to fuck everyone too. We just don't. And also like it's just not part of like if you know that you're going to become a producer, you know that you're going to have access to like that casting couch and shit. So we just have to like change that and be like, no, you're just going to like have to keep working.
Yes.
And fuck people the normal way.
Yes, fuck people who want it. Rule 1.
Well, I don't know. Do you think if women, like, it will, as more women become powerful and stuff, is it the nature of power or is it a sex thing? So it's like,
I don't know.
Like, is Asia Argento a silent case, or is it just because there's so few women with power and access in Hollywood that they don't do it that often? Or is it exclusively male problem, the problem of rape? Or is it
It's
power
probably
corrupts
a power
everybody?
problem.
I don't know.
Honestly.
I do think women are nicer. And I do think the women that I've been with, while they might not have understood what to give them an orgasm, they've certainly told me things that have led to us having better sex.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I need to be bringing to have good sex as a man. You need to be bringing a fiery, passionate desire. Like, I gotta have you. I want you. We are fucking, and that's about it. Because once I'm in there, we're all good. And then the lady will be like, "Hey, calm down. Too hard. Too fast. Do this. Do this. Do that." And I just I think that women might innately be less assaulty. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if power corrupts and there hasn't been enough powerful women for us to see the evidence of it, or if dudes are just inherently shitty.
I think also we can't really like fuck you up if we're taking advantage of you. Like a dick can really fuck up a vagina if you're like.
Well, mentally, I don't think those kids, even though like they might have felt dope about it at the time, but if like a teacher fucks a kid, even if it's a hot teacher, I don't think that that's good for boys going forward.
No, 100. I mean, I think anybody who's been a victim, like that's what the whole movement is about. It's not just about women. Women, yeah, that's predominantly the ones that it's happened to, but it should be anybody who feels like they were uncomfortable coming out because they feel like it was their fault or something.
Yeah, when you're exploited by a more powerful person, I think is what rape is all about. And
did you?
I got diddled by my
I was gonna say I feel like
sister,
I had,
but I like that case is like I don't think she was drunk with power from watching over me.
But she was your babysitter.
But she wasn't. She had her own issues.
She had her own issues. She was like lower functioning. She wasn't that smart. Like you look at her every day. I actually just looked at her Facebook page last week, and I was just like,
really?
Yeah. But that situation, it's like I never thought of her as evil or anything. She was just trying to explore things sexually and learn about herself. And she was old. She was 4 years older than us, watching us in a basement when we were 8 and she was 12. And so like mentally she was pretty much at her same level, except she's got all these hormones running through her body.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's just like, hang
it's
out.
tough to get mad at a 12-year-old. It's like the woman in Brooklyn who just called the cops on that 9-year-old at a bodega saying she's sexually
Corner store
harassed.
Caroline.
It's like
she's disgusting.
this kid.
This is the most disgusting video I've seen on the internet because the way she reacts to it. Have you seen like
I couldn't
the full video?
I saw it on mute and I had to. I'm like I can't
no
give this
on
person
mute.
my time.
I think is the only one that there is, but it is horrifying how she reacts to it. She like looks at the kid, immediately says he touched my ass, and then like signals to her crotch and was like, "Oh, you see, she's like gyrating and saying something like, "Oh, you want this?" Like you.
Oh my god!
Like
fucking
it is
9-year-old.
so
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
disgusting. Yeah. But yeah, that's what the Me Too movement is about. It's about people like who are actually like when was the first time you even told somebody about it? Because you must have felt weird.
I felt weird. I remember I told my friends in like high school about it, but like I never. It's like one of those weird things that happen. It only happened like 2 or 3 times, and then it just didn't. It wasn't like a source of deep, unending shame. But like as you get older, you just start to see that it kind of influences the way that you think about things, and you're
and you kind of like blame yourself for like, should I have let it happen? Like what did I do?
Well, because when something bad like that's happening, it doesn't feel like how it feels in movies. And I think that's the thing that I've talked about in therapy. Is like, you think that when you're watching bad shit like that happen in a movie or something, because there's music that cues that a bad thing is happening. If you're watching SVU, you can feel like the strings get high.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, really, it's just like you're chilling, playing with blocks. Everything's normal. You just had an apple juice. And then all of a sudden, she comes down and you're chilling as you have several times before over the course of years. And then she's just like, hey, can I see your penis?
Yeah.
And you're like,
And then
okay.
it's just
I mean, I showed my dick at home. Like, I would run it. I was an exhibitionist at home. I would
Yeah.
get out of the shower as a little boy and I would be like, I'm all naked.
Yeah.
And then so when somebody else asked me to do it, I was just like, I don't know.
All right.
I guess I'll do it.
Do you know if it affected the other kid who was with you at all? Do you
Yeah,
know?
we're both kind of the same. We're both really sensitive, quiet people. And I saw him like my junior year of college at a party because he ended up going to a different school. His family moved away. And we like talked about it for like 2 seconds and then talked about other shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're never going to, I don't even want to have that deep conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So I think just going back to, is it power or is it a male-female thing? I think it's definitely power because it's one person being like, do I have to do this?
Yeah.
And the other person just being like, yeah.
And I'm so much more, because I'm so afraid of being on top in a power dynamic, that's why I get in these relationships where I don't assert any sort of choice or preference because I want to be respectful at all times and like having to remind myself like, hey man, you're a good fucking guy. You got a good head on your shoulders. You care about people. You deserve to make a decision here. It takes so much work for me to do that.
Yeah.
And to not let things slide.
Yeah.
So, for what it's worth.
No, that's a good thing for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
I got your first time coming stories. I don't really care about virginities, honestly, unless
no,
they're remarkable.
No, nothing remarkable.
Is there anything?
Pat lost his on a sidewalk. That was pretty chill.
What? You lost your virginity on a sidewalk?
That's why I just shook my head when she said anything remarkable.
Because it was not a remarkable time?
Well, it was nobody came. It was like 2-3 a.m. I was 17. She was at her cousin's like down the block, and my grandmother was staying at our place. There's always an uncle or a grandmother at my place for some reason. Everybody's
For
at
For that
fucking
reason, I have a picture of all
deadbeat.
my family members in my room.
If these people would just not be in my house, I could have fucking had a normal childhood. So we couldn't go anywhere. It was Christmas, but it was, Florida. You can do whatever. It's not cold. And then, so we like went behind this bush in my neighborhood.
It's like the slogan for Florida. You can do whatever. It's not cold.
Behind the bush.
And she got on top, and after like 30 seconds, a car came, and she panicked. Even though they couldn't see us behind the bush, she still like panicked and stood up, and then the car like sat there for a minute, was weirded out because like this bottomless girl just shot up from a bush. And then they drove away eventually, and we were both just like, all right, I'll see you later.
I'll see you later. Did you ever see her?
Shook hands?
Yeah, like a month later, we hooked up for real.
Hey, that's
You
cool.
went in
Did you
raw
use
the
a
first
condom?
time.
Oh.
No, no condom.
Oh,
Wow, he's
bad.
out.
You got HPV?
Probably. I mean, it's Florida.
Yeah.
Nobody
It's in
gets
the-
out of
it's in the water.
Nobody gets out of Florida with
Yeah.
HPV.
Put it on your cereal in the morning in Florida.
You guys get checked for HPV. This has been an amazing episode. I
fun.
always enjoy my time with the three of you. I have to ask this as a courteous host of a sexual encounter. Patrick, did you finish?
Oh yeah, I came. Everybody.
All right, perfect.
I came.
Will, did you finish?
Oh, gross.
Casey, did you finish?
Keep it crispy. Yes, I came.
Amazing.
Can you ask me again? I don't like edit out mine.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
ask me again.
Patrick, did you finish?
No.
Man.
Wow.
I'm gonna shoot.
Can everybody remind my listeners where they can find you online?
You can find us at The Good, The Dad, and The Ugly on Spotify, on iTunes. You can follow each of us on Instagram on our own accounts. Just search for our fucking names, dude. We're out here.
Well, you're Showtime.
At Showtime,
Yeah.
baby.
I'm Will.the.winner.
I'm at Casey J. Salengo. You can get my album
No.
Wild Country
Wild
Phoenix
Country
on
Phoenix.
Spotify or wherever albums are available.
Comedy Central Records.
Amazing.
Records.
You guys, thank you for coming.
Hey!
And we'll see you
Did
next
it.
time on How Come.
Go Birds. Go Birds.
It's me.
Go Birds.
I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna just